Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Syed Farooq Hasan is back with a new episode of Sky is the Limit. Our land is a blessed land, as I always say, and we have the honor and it's such a great honor to have some of the finest civil servants in the subcontinent serving Pakistan. Those who made history, those who created documents, policy documents on which the foundation of many a big institutions were laid. Today I have the honor of being with a PSP officer, comes from Police Service of Pakistan. He is a retired Inspector General of Police, Sindh. He has also had the honor of being the IG Motorway Police. He was the Director General, National Police Bureau. He was the Commandant of Frontier Constabulary and very much attached to the cause of education. He was on the Senate of Gilgit-Baltistan University, and besides that he is doing a lot of social work. Mr. Afzal Ali Shigri, a name which I am sure most of you know. And today I would like to share his story with all of you. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Thank you so very much for giving us time, Mr. Shigri. The format of our program is that I would like to take you back to your childhood, where you were born, your roots. But before that, what always intrigued me was your surname, which is Shigri. So I just got to know that Shigri is because of sugar from Gilgit-Baltistan. So that was very intriguing, because in our civil services, and specifically when you must have passed out in your civil services exam, at that time I'm sure there would be very few people coming from Gilgit-Baltistan to give this most superior exam in Pakistan and come and join the civil services. How did it all happen? First of all, tell us your roots. Where were you born?
I am originally from Baltistan.
Okay.
And my grandfather traveled from Baltistan to, he was in a place called Saling, which is near Khablu, which is now Ganche district, and he moved to Shigar. And from Shigar there was this great famine, so he moved from there along with about 200, 300 people to Simla.
Okay.
And he must be a man with vision. And he went there and he settled in Simla and he educated his children.
At that time must be a big thing.
It was a big thing. And then naturally my grandfather gave the best education to my father and his brothers, my uncles and like that. So we were settled there and they were doing quite well. They were into construction business.
Okay.
But having said that, having settled there didn't mean that you had left Baltistan. They created their own Baltistan and its own culture and its own identity in Simla.
Okay.
And a lot of them did extremely well. They were all related to each other. And so they settled there. And we were in Simla, and my father, after having completed his graduation, he joined Associated Press of India as a reporter somewhere way back. I don't remember the date.
Okay.
And he was in Bombay. And then he came back because he couldn't continue that job, because my uncle, who had also joined the Associated Press of India, he fell ill. Therefore, typically like at that time, my grandmother said, you don't have enough means to survive, so come back.
Okay.
So they went back.
Okay.
So my father joined GHQ at that time they used to have this assistant. So he became the assistant there in the secretariat. So he had his own career and he became an officer and then retired as a civilian officer in GHQ. So we were in Simla. And from Simla onwards, in 1947, I was a small kid at that time. And
so you were born in Simla?
I was born in Delhi.
In Delhi?
Because my father had transfers there, so when I was born there, my mother
And this
in
was
Simla.
how many years before partition?
It was somewhere in 1942.
42. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So at the time of the partition, I was about 5 years or 6 years of age.
No, till that time you wouldn't have joined school or anything.
No, I had just joined this, school initially, for example, because unlike at that time that the child will go to school at the age of 10 or 12. No.
Okay.
So because of the education background, I was sent to the school when I was 4 or 5, I think.
Okay. Okay.
So I had spent
In Delhi only.
No, then we were in Simla.
Actually, you went
Because the GHQ had its was in Simla as well as in Delhi.
Okay, so your father was posted in Shimla.
They used to they were in Simla, and in winters they would go to Delhi, and in summer they will be in Simla.
Okay,
But we were from Simla. We were in Simla.
okay. And
So
then partition
we-
happened?
We came as refugees from Simla, and we lost everything.
Okay,
And that was hard time for us.
okay.
And
And you came and settled in?
in Rawalpindi, because GHQ was in Rawalpindi.
Okay, okay.
So my father got a job, and as a matter of fact, in the entire family, he was the only person who had a job,
Okay,
because the others were in business and
in
there
business.
was no business.
And they were doing pretty
They were
well.
doing very well, and they were in a very bad situation when they came.
Okay.
But in any case, because of the education, they were able to revive and again
Build
had
up
a
the business.
reasonably good life.
Okay,
So we were in Simla, and my father, our association with the Sugar Valley, as I said, we created our own Simla. Our people used to come and go at that time, and at that time, going from Baltistan to Simla was walking for 22 days.
okay.
That is the kind of. So that's why my father was the first person who put his name Syed Ali Shigri.
He was the first one to assume the name. Okay, okay.
So it is not a caste, it is basically an association with an
By
area.
virtue of your
Area.
belonging.
Yes,
basically.
belonging to that valley.
Very good. Okay, so you came back and settled in Pindi.
Pindi.
And you went to school in Pindi?
Then I went to school, and I went to a school, Muslim high school,
Okay.
and in the normal, in the common language we call Tat school.
Okay.
But-
It's sitting on the floor
Yes,
and.
and all that. But
and-
fantastic teachers,
Uh-huh.
extremely dedicated. And I remember we had about 100 children in one class.
Okay.
But despite that, they would try to pay attention.
To each and every
anybody who did better, they would go out of the way to sort of.
So new place, new environment. What were your feelings? How did you find? How was that Pakistan?
Yes, that we were personally for us, I think we were, to be very frank, we were very feel uncomfortable because we were totally out of place. The school that we went, most of the children had come from the villages,
Yeah.
and they are different from us. But in any case, I think we were able to adjust.
Okay.
The people from Baltistan has, I think, a lot of capacity to adjust and adapt
Okay.
without giving up Baltistan. So we spoke that language, we maintained that culture, and we came back with that, and therefore reconnected with the people from Baltistan.
Okay.
And so that was uncomfortable, but in any case, we were able to do well because of the dedicated teachers.
Fair enough.
Yes.
And were you like into extracurricular activities like sports and all?
At that time, I used to sort of, they had picked me up for doing, when I went to the art classes, in the debates also, I used to participate.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And after my matriculation, I joined Government College.
No, but what was your ambition? Now your father was still in the service.
He was in the
GHQ?
service, yes.
And when you were growing up, you said the teachers were very good and they were very attentive, and you were into sports and to debates and all. What was your ambition? What did you want to become?
Nothing. I just wanted to study. That
You
was
wanted
all.
to study. There was nothing in your mind that I want to
No,
become
no.
a pilot or an
No,
engineer or
as
a
a matter of
doctor.
fact, once we got into the college, at that time we started talking about
Seriously. Before that, it was just studies.
No, in school you just study
Okay.
and try to do well.
Okay. And you did good in your
Yes,
matriculation?
I did very well. I think at that time It was one of the top 10 students of the
Okay,
school.
very good, very good.
And I did quite well.
And then you, which college did you join?
Then I went to Gordon College.
Gordon College.
That was a big change for us.
Okay.
And Gordon College was one of the best colleges in Pakistan. You had the Murray College, Gordon College, and St. Edwards, and
So we are talking
FC
about the
College.
late 50s.
I am talking of the 50s, yes.
Late 50s, right? And okay.
And I did my graduation BA in 1960. By that time, we used to talk of going to the civil service.
So what subjects did you take in your bachelor's?
Arts, I had political science and history, and
Okay.
I had a lot of interest in history.
So till then you had decided that you want to attempt
Yes,
CSS.
I wanted to do CSS.
Who guided you? Was there some guiding figure?
Students amongst ourselves.
Your peers, your friends?
Peers and friends, and they used to also, the Gordon College was famous for producing students for army.
Okay.
A lot of people used to go in the army, but we wanted to. Some of us, we said no, we would like to go into the civil service.
Okay.
But then I realized that when I had done my graduation, so then I realized that no, I couldn't go for CSS because I was underage.
You were underage?
Yes.
So you did it
Because
before 18 years?
I was in 20 years, so the age for the Gordon College
21.
as for the CSS was 21.
Yes. Okay. So you were 20, so you had 1 year to go. Okay.
So my uncle was in Karachi, and he had established his business very well. So he met my father and said that you send him there, and I want somebody. He didn't have any children, so he wanted me to work with him. So I went there and I got into the construction business, and we did 2-3 projects. And as a matter of fact, then I came to Pindi, and here the St. Mary's School, the big building was constructed.
Lalazar or Murray Road?
St. Mary's, no, the Lalazar.
Lalazar.
That
yes.
was a new building.
I think General Ayub Khan at
Yeah,
that time he
yes,
got
yes,
it constructed.
at
Yes,
that
the
time.
missionary school.
And it was a missionary school. And that time I remember the architect was an Italian.
Yes, I'm a Saint Marian also, a proud
Acha,
Saint Marian.
acha, acha.
Yes. Okay.
So that was first building which was constructed, and we constructed that building.
Ah, you were part of that. Okay, you were the one who constructed.
I was there. I was on the project.
Okay.
That was the first project that I was involved.
Okay.
Then later on, I worked with him. Then I went back to Karachi with him, some other projects. Then I think I had some difference of opinion with him on some issues.
With your uncle.
With my uncle.
Okay.
So I left him,
Okay.
and I started my own business.
This is after 1 year.
After about 4 or 5 years.
4 5 years. So 4 5 years you were hardcore into construction business.
Yes, construction business.
Okay. And you were
So
enjoying it.
I learned it.
And you were enjoying it.
Well, it was a family kind of. My great grandfather was into construction business, and most of the people who came from Baltistan, they were into construction business.
Fair enough.
Except one gentleman who was 2 or 3 people in the family who were in the hotel business. So they had very at that time my grandfather's brother, he had a 4-star hotel in Simla.
Okay. All right.
So we, in any case, I came and at that time,
When you developed a difference with your uncle.
I came and I
Started
started
doing on your
working
own.
here, and I constructed a house for a chief engineer of this PTCL, and then I also constructed a market complex for a CDA
For CDA. Where was that?
in F6.
Essex. Okay.
I go see that building is still standing.
Oh wow. Okay. Speaks volumes.
So I sort of I joined, but at that time I started preparing for the examination.
You got serious, but it's very hard once you come into a profession and then going back to studies.
No, because I kept. My father was a very, very voracious reader, and he used to read a lot, and I inherited that habit of reading. So I used to read a lot. Even when I was in the construction business, I was reading a lot.
Okay.
So I think that provided me and I would read history mostly. So that provided me sort of
the background, the basics. Okay.
basics for that.
And but CSS at that time also was considered to be one of the most toughest exams.
Very tough.
Very tough.
Very tough. And you know, I knew that most of my class fellows, they had gone and done their, you know, the process was that you would do your masters, then you would go and become a lecturer and prepare for the examination.
Okay, this was the normal route.
That was the normal route. And I did my graduation. I went into construction business.
No masters, going
Nothing.
into construction business.
And then I was just reading the books and I appeared in the examination.
Which subjects did you take in your
And you know what happened was that I was guided by one of my old teacher, Malik Nasrullah. He has now died. A very nice person. He also encouraged me and he said, do that. And then all my companions who were all my class fellows, I knew everybody had done masters, somebody has done law and things like that. So I didn't want to appear in an examination from Punjab or from Rawalpindi. So I went to Karachi and appeared. Nobody knew me.
Okay.
So I appeared.
So even if you didn't make it, no one would know that.
Nobody would know that.
Okay.
So I went there.
Fair enough.
And I took history. I took British history, and interestingly, I had studied European history. I had studied the Indian history. I also took those subjects also, and the political science, and I think constitutional law and the American history. But then I got maximum marks in British history.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I also remember that when the question paper came, second paper, I knew only 2 questions. I was totally clueless about the rest of the paper when you talk of the facts and figures. But then I had the general idea and I knew I had read a lot. So I wrote something on my own in response
You created
to that
it.
question. I created. It was a creative sort of an answer. I think that was the reason that I was able to get very good marks.
Wow. Okay. That was
So,
appreciated by
yes,
the examiners.
whoever he was. And then ultimately I ended up securing 33 or 34 position in all Pakistan.
Wow. Okay.
And I got police service of Pakistan.
And how did your parents and family take it? Like they were happy?
They were naturally, they were
No,
very...
but wasn't it a concern that you're leaving your family business and going into... No, they were okay.
No, they were okay with it.
Okay.
They said,
And
my father knew that going to a civil service is something big.
very, very prestigious.
Yes.
And at that time also, did you have an option between foreign service and police service?
Yes.
and
Interestingly, I gave the first foreign service, secondly police service. I used to give our preference, and thirdly civil service. So I got the police.
You got the PSP.
Yeah, I got
Okay,
the police.
all right, okay.
Got the police. And
And then your training started?
in Sarda, in East Pakistan, and it was 1 year training, and it was the time when
How many, what was your batch number? Like how many people?
only 4 people.
There were only 4 PSP officers in your batch?
Yes.
Wow.
And we didn't have anybody from East Pakistan in our batch.
Okay.
The batch earlier than us had officer from East Pakistan,
Okay.
but we didn't have anybody from East Pakistan. We were 4 people.
Okay.
And there, I think, then they trained us into becoming Gora Sabs.
Okay.
How to sit, how to eat in the mess, how to behave in the mess, and things like that. But in any case, it was interesting, but it was very rigorous.
Okay.
It started, we started training in the 4 o'clock in the morning, and then right up to, all the time we were changing clothes and sort of living a life which was very, very
Tough.
structured and very tough.
Okay.
But I think it was good. It was
Worth it.
It was a good training. It was
So you
worth
did
it.
1 year training there,
1 year
and
training.
all 4 of you came back to
We came back.
West Pakistan
Yes, and I was,
at that time.
yes, and I was allocated to Peshawar.
Peshawar. ASP under training, Peshawar.
Under Peshawar. I was there. I had Mr. Bashir Siddiqui was my senior superintendent police, very tough guy, but he made me work there also. And I think that was good, that I learned the policing.
Okay.
And then there was in KPK and in Peshawar and Mardan, people forget serious issues and serious law and order situations which took place, and nobody even talks about it. There was a farmers Kisan revolt against the owners of the land,
Okay. When was this, sir? Which
and
year?
that was in 1970-71.
And you were posted as
71.
ASP there.
I was the only ASP ever posted there.
Okay.
I think before me, a British ASP was posted, and after 2 months he was withdrawn. He said, this place is too bad.
Okay.
And I was posted in 1971 there as a sub-divisional police officer, Charsada, which is now a district. And I remember that from the lower Sabat Canal, you could not cross because the tenants would not allow people to come, they would fire at you.
Because the rights.
Because they had risen against the landlords, and they wouldn't allow the landlords to go to the
Enter that area.
And there used to be clashes and things like that on various issues, and there was a lot of firing and things like that. And the big thing happened on 2nd of July. I remember the
Date.
So there was about 400 acres of land, and that land was under litigation between the landlords and the tenants, and evacuation orders came from the court after 9 years of litigation. So I called the leaders, they were called Kisani leaders of the Mazdoor Kisan Party. So I called them and I said that here is this order. I am going to come and take over that land. So I would advise you that you get a stay order so that I don't have to do this
Yes.
unpleasant duty.
Okay.
Before that, I think we had 2, 3, 4 cases where the firing was done, some people got killed and things like that. So I went there, and I think there they invited, the tenants were from Mohammed Agency, and they invited the tribals, and they were all there on that land.
Okay.
When we went there to take over that land. So the SHO went there with the magistrate to formally take over the land. So, and I heard some firing. So I got a message that there are thousands of armed men sitting in the field, and you should come from that side. So I went there. I had friendly constabulary with me for support. So I had about total strength of 150.
Okay.
But I had heavy weaponry also with me. So I went there, and I think people say that one is brave, one is not brave. At that time, I was scared dead, and at that time you have two feelings, fight or flight.
Fight or flight.
And that is something which in your life, that moment changes your life. So I decided to fight. So we, at about 10 o'clock, I think the firing started with these people who were in the field. So it finished somewhere at about 4 o'clock. We advanced and we used all the weapons.
Okay.
They were using all the weapons on us.
Yes.
Fortunately, only one of my constables was injured, and there we picked up 6 dead bodies.
Of police officers?
No, the people who had come to
Okay.
us. And they had the arms and all that. And later on they told me that there were 17 people who got killed or something like that. I don't know, but it was so far we are concerned. And it was a very traumatic experience.
Obviously, for a young officer.
Yeah, for a young officer and for somebody who come from a very peaceful background.
You're not used to this.
Because the people, our people are very peaceful people.
Yeah.
But I think it was a good experience. And then you get scared, and there were reports that they will come and attack you, and the assistant commissioner, they'll do this and they will do that. And you have to overcome the fear. So I called the SHO, very brave person. I said, Murad Khan, I want to go to the area in which we had the action. He said, sir, come on.
And he went with you.
So I and himself, we went there. And I think once I started going there, the reports that we will be attacked started, finished.
Okay.
So then I served, then I was promoted. I went there to Mansara for some time. And in the Indus Kohistan, the police was being extended. I was given the task to plan the extension of the police. I did that. And then I was posted as SP Mardan. And then I was posted as SSP Peshawar.
So mostly in KP?
Mostly in KP.
Till the time you became an SSP?
It was a very fast movement. They made me SSP of Peshawar with a service of just about, I think, 4.5 years.
Oh, okay, okay. I think at that time the strength of the senior officers was also very less. Probably that
Yes,
could be one of the
less.
reasons.
That was one of the reasons, and then they would sort of groom and try to sort of encourage young officers to take those challenges.
Mr. Shigri, we're going to continue with this interesting conversation, and we're going to pick it up right from here. We have to take a short break.
Okay.
So viewers, we'll be right back after. Welcome back to Sky's the Limit. I'm in conversation with Mr. Afzal Ali Shigri. Let's hear it from the big man. Sir.
So then I was, after I was in Peshawar, I was nominated for a training to go abroad.
Okay.
At the last moment it didn't happen, but I was posted.
Okay.
So I didn't have a job. So the chief secretary there, he said, you come and work as deputy secretary, SNGAD, Services and General Administration,
Okay.
which was a job which was always given to a civil servant.
Similar to a DMG officer. That's why I was going through your profile and I was pretty surprised that at that time.
So I was with, and I worked with, I think they were outstanding officers, and at that time it was.
You got a Qaid-e-Azam police medal also?
Yes, I got.
For the same incident?
I got the Pakistan Police Medal incident of this firing in Charsada.
Charsada, oh, it's for the same incident.
Charsada, and in Peshawar and Mardan also I dealt with the terrorism at that time.
And Qaid-e-Azam Police Medal is given for gallantry and it's the highest police award.
Both PPM and the UPM I got in Karachi.
You got in Karachi? Okay.
But just coming back to the Peshawar, I think
yes.
One thing is important, that in Mardan and Peshawar, I was confronted with two serious issues. One was the terrorism, bomb blasts, killings and things like that. And secondly was the anti-Qadiani riot, agitation. So I think that was very, very serious incidents. But I must say that the KPK police, the frontier police at the time, and the frontier officers, they accepted me as with open arms.
As one of their own.
They owned me, and to date, as a matter of fact, I remember, just not going into the sequence, but I must mention that. I remember that there was talk of the IG being posted. Mr. Omar Khan Afridi, he had worked with me. He was the Deputy Commissioner Mardan and I was the SP Mardan. I was the junior most PSP officer, he was the senior most civil service officer. And Omar Khan Afridi, the father of the present Chief Justice.
Okay, Mr. Yahya Afridi.
Yes.
Okay.
So, he met me sometimes when I had been promoted. You're not being posted. I said, I am not a Pakhtun, I am not a Punjabi, I am not a Sindhi. Who is going to post me IG of a province? He gave me nobody could give me a better sort of a status than him. He said, if you are not a Pakhtun, nobody is.
Wow. Okay.
And
That's ownership.
When the Pakhtun says Pakhtun, it just doesn't mean only that.
No, they say it with their heart.
No, it is their Pakhtun Wali. And that is courage, and that is revenge, and that is dignity. This is the part of the Pakhtun culture.
The tradition.
And
yes.
I always tell people that this kind of a statement I have never got in my, and I cherish whenever I remember that.
Awesome, awesome.
So then I came here and I joined as secretary of the Police Foundation.
Okay.
And we established that. Mr. Shafiullah Khan was my boss. I established that organization. Then we were promoted as DIGs. And Mr. Ejaz Azadi, he had seen me working in KPK. He called me and I said, I want you to work in the establishment division. At that time, the DIGs were posted as deputy secretaries.
Okay.
Not as joint secretaries.
Not as joint secretary.
So I was posted as deputy secretary, and I was posted as a deputy secretary dealing with the promotions, postings of all civil servants.
Okay.
So it was a very important assignment, and I was there for 3.5 years.
So this was establishment division.
Establishment division, and I learned a lot.
Okay.
I learned how the government works.
Fair enough.
And naturally, I also got to know a lot of people also from various services.
Fair enough.
And they were very good people to work with, to be
Okay.
very frank.
Okay.
And
Then after that, you came back to police?
Then I came back to police, and I think I was, when I was in 1977, when this was going on, the agitation, PNA, they sent me to Karachi. And it was terrible, the rioting and things like that. And I was posted to the area where it was predominantly from KPK. So I served there for about 1 year, and then the martial law came, and I was pulled back. I again came back to the police foundation.
Okay. Okay.
So, and there I saw in Karachi, I saw the urban police, how it works.
Urban policing.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And I came back here, and then here, after my stint with the police foundation, then I became deputy secretary, and after that I was given I was promoted, and I was also then given the charge of the
Motorway?
motorway police. It
Motorway
was not
police.
motorway police, it was some other
Highway patrol or something?
some other, I think, I don't remember.
You also made the blueprint for the motorway police force?
I did that. And at that time, that was a task which I was given. So I prepared
Drafted the whole. And then
concept.
Sir Iftikhar Rashid was the first IG?
He, after 2-3 years, I think that he was then posted as a matter of the motorway police was the brainchild of the PNA, Muslim League government, and that was, and Mr. Nawaz Sharif was very, very interested in it. And so I was at that time. I remember that I was there at that time. Its government came back after that, and they called me in the meeting to make a presentation. So Mr. Sataj said, we don't have any money. He said, for God's sake, let him speak. So I explained to Mr. Nawaz Sharif, and I said, this is the concept. You don't have the money, don't do it now, but do it later. And they did it.
And it's
And
an exemplary force
yes,
till date.
They did it. And I think one small thing which I must mention, that why is the motorway police
Different.
courteous and different. It was structured like that. And I also pushed it for the other police forces also. The entire enforcement is done by the officers. The constable and the head constable doesn't do any enforcement in the...
Ah, so that's how it's different from the normal
Yes, it
police.
is different from the normal police.
Okay, all right, okay. And then you had the chance of serving motorway police as the IG in '93.
No, I was. I was.
You didn't
I
serve?
just made the blueprint.
So you never
Then I
served?
was posted out as additional Director General FIA, and then I was posted to Sindh
As IG Sindh.
as IG Sindh. Yes.
And you were there for 2 years.
I was there for
Troubled
2 years.
times, 90s, early 90s.
Terrible.
Difficult times.
I dealt with the MQM. I dealt with the GSN. I dealt with, and then first I was posted to. Then I was posted as DIG Pindi for 3.5 years.
Okay.
And I worked with General Jawlak, and it was a good experience working with him. I think at that time nobody interfered with your work.
Okay. You had the liberty of
Yes.
permit.
Doing everything on merit. Nobody would
So
tell me.
so IG Sindh, so IG ship is obviously the highest post that a police
From
officer.
there I went for a short while as Commandant Police Training College, Sayala, and then I was posted to Sindh.
Okay. And then you served there for 2 years as
I
IG.
served there 2 years,
And
and
then-
I dealt with the most difficult part of
That those were troubled times in Karachi.
Yes.
And then after that stint, you came back and you joined Frontier Constabulary as commandant.
Yes,
And you were posted back to Peshawar.
I was then posted back
You
to
were
Peshawar,
Peshawar.
and I had some difference of opinion with at least then the Minister for Interior
Okay.
and General Babar Sahab.
Okay.
So वो फिर मैं
It didn't work out. So
I didn't work out. I said no. I can't. I said you post me out.
okay. So you went back and joined FC.
Then I joined.
And you
back
were there
FC.
for about a year or a
I
half.
was there for about a year and a half.
And then
I came to the National Police
DG,
Academy.
Director General
No,
National,
National Police Academy.
National Police Academy.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
in the academy. While in the academy, they associated me with the NRB, and I sort of worked on the police reforms in
So
Pakistan.
National Reconstruction Bureau.
Yes.
You were advising them.
Yes.
And then you joined National Police Bureau
Last,
as DG.
yes, that was the last.
What
assignment.
does a National Police Bureau do?
At that time, National Police Bureau, it was created in the Police Order 2002,
Okay.
and I was the first Director General of the National Police Bureau.
Okay.
And my task was to implement the Police Order 2002.
Okay.
When I pushed it too much, they got rid of me.
So yeah, okay. But
So-
what is police order for as a layman? For a layman, how would you define it?
You know what I would like to sort of really put at rest. There is a certain misunderstanding about the police order. Police was being managed and administered by an 1861 law.
Yeah.
And that 1861 law at that time was part of the overall district management.
Okay.
And you had a district magistrate who had judicial powers also. And you had the SP. And between two of them, they used to manage the district.
Fair enough.
After the 1973 constitution, the issue that the judiciary should be independent of the executive, that was the issue. And one of the problem was the deputy commissioner, who was the district magistrate also.
Okay.
So they would say that separate the judiciary, then the DM has to go. And then in 2001, Mr. General Parvez Musharraf said that we must have a district government. And at that time, the think tank which was created, I was one of the members of that.
You are a member of that. Okay.
And there they said that once we change the whole thing, then the police law also has to change, and in any case, we want the police to be reformed. So that was our task. There is an erroneous impression,
Fallacy.
yes, that we spearheaded the elimination of the district magistrate, the police officers. We didn't.
Okay.
We only created a structure which would not go under the mayor totally. And I said, you must have an independent police force. Make it answerable to the civil society. So that was the law, and I think we came up with the law. It took us 1 year to do that. Before that, 29 reports had been written by different commissions like that for police reforms.
Okay.
So this was what we were able to do, and I think it was a big achievement.
Wow, awesome. As I should have asked you in the beginning, which common do you, what was your, which common?
No, we were pre-common.
You were pre-common.
We were pre-common.
Okay.
Because I was recruited in 1968.
Okay, at that time they didn't have the common service.
Right.
Okay, so all right. So your last assignment was National Police Bureau, Director General.
Director General.
You've been associated with the education sector also. You were part of the Gilgit University. You were part of the Senate. And how did that come across? Was it an intentional move or?
No. After my retirement in 2003, I was nominated by His Highness as a director in the Aghan Rule Support Program.
Okay.
And that was to represent our region,
okay,
Baltistan,
the Gilgit-Baltistan. And you served there for 16 years?
I was on that board for 16 years.
Wow.
But in the meantime, I was doing my own work also, and then I was also working on the Marfi Foundation, which was an NGO which was being managed by my uncle.
So it was like a family?
Yes, family. So after he died, so the donors, they came to me and they said, you work? I said, no, I can't work because this is a voluntary work and I can't do that because I'm doing some business. So they said, no, please do that. And then our people told me, please don't say no. Because the Arabs work from family to family. So if you say no, they will gradually pull out. And at that time, they were putting in something like, I think, 150 million a year in various projects.
Okay. Development projects.
Development projects. And but we haven't talked about it too much as a matter about our foundation. It constructed 360 primary schools and elementary schools and gave it to the government and to the NGOs.
To the Gilgit-Baltistan government?
Gilgit-Baltistan.
Okay.
Yes, we did that. And when I joined, I also started working on a hospital. And now we have a state-of-the-art hospital in Skardo.
Okay.
100 beds. And it is the first hospital which is multi-story building.
Is it a charity hospital or
charity hospital?
Wow.
Charity hospital. The model is the for making it sustainable. People who can afford, they pay.
They pay and
people they free treatment.
And they have all the top end facilities?
Yes.
For treatment of heart diseases?
Yeah, not really, not that high, but otherwise a lot of, because we have an understanding with the Jinnah hospital. There people come there for the treatment of the serious cases. There.
Okay.
And some cases which are very serious, we take them to Lahore.
So you spend a lot of time in Gilgit?
I am, last year I went to, I go to Skardo because the hospital is Skardo. I think I went there 6 times in the last season.
Okay.
So this year already twice I have been there, and I'm again going in August. And you are invited to come here.
That's very kind. I would love to come and see the facilities and expose them and show the world also that how a structured good work is done.
And I'll give you one example. My uncle was a very practical person. What he did, he went to Skardo and he saw that the level of the education was very bad. And he realized that people from all over Pakistan are coming and appearing in metric examination because the copying had been institutionalized. The teacher used to help the people, students to do the papers.
Exam.
So anybody who was posted there will bring his useless relative and appear in the matric examination. So what he did, he took 15 boys every year to Karachi, had a small hostel there, supervised them, got them education, and they did their FSC and then said go. And out of that today, we have a general,
MashaAllah.
we have 2 ambassadors,
Okay.
and we have 3 brigadiers,
Wow.
we have 60-70 doctors,
Wow.
and I think about 60-70 engineers.
Wow.
And the doctors are now, today, manning all the important posts of the health department in Gilgit-Baltistan.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So that so much effort gone into and that's the way you give back to the society. Like if you get a chance to you proved your mettle and you're in a position of influence, then it's
and I think
imperative that you develop your.
And one thing, I think because of the harsh conditions in Gilgit-Baltistan, the people help each other. That was in our blood, as a matter of fact. And if you go there, you would not find any beggar there even today.
And safety and security,
Yes,
I believe
safety
that
and
doors
security.
are not even locked in the night,
Yes,
like you
yes,
can
yes,
keep your doors open. And what about you being part of the Senate of the University of Gilgit, and then there's a new university,
No,
University
I
of Baltistan?
am the president of the
Yes,
Senate of the University of Baltistan.
yes.
And
Tell us about that. How did that come about, and what are your
I
plans?
feel uncomfortable. I'm least educated than the people that I'm working with.
That's a good joke. Okay. So, but you have this affiliation and you want to work for this cause.
Naturally, and I have been working and trying to get them more funding.
Okay.
And trying to get the permanent vice chancellor being posted.
Okay.
And I think we have a good university. And last time when we had a meeting, I told them that please make a strategy, have a vision, and you should not create lot of departments. Have 2-3 specialized departments and be the best in the world.
Wow. Because we have paucity of time, the one very important question that I wanted to ask you before I wrap up this interview. At the time you passed out, you did your CSS, you said the strength of police officers was very less, the senior officers. But still you managed to control, and there was peace more or less, and you managed to contribute in a big way. Now we have a huge police force. You have a lot of senior officers, so there's no dearth of senior officers. How do you compare both the eras, and what do you think has changed in your service, police service, from the officer of that era to the officer of this era? What would you like to say?
I think this is something, the answer will not be very pleasant.
I want you to speak your heart out.
Okay. The civil services in Pakistan, which include civil service and civil police service of Pakistan and all that, we have a lot of flaws, no doubt about it. There are flaws in our structure.
I think there are flaws in every
Everything.
structure, globally for that
But
matter.
you must understand one thing, that we were secure. We were a part of an institutionalized structure.
Yes.
The IGs are being posted after every 3 months.
Yep.
The IG even doesn't know he's been posted out. We were lucky that we worked with Benazir Bhutto. She protected you because about 2 years of my job there, it was a roller coaster, and it was because of her that I survived.
If I was to take you back in time, would you have lived your life differently, or would you wanted to have done something else besides being a police officer?
I would like
You
to
would
do
choose.
it again.
You would like to do it again.
Do it again.
Great. Awesome.
Yes.
I'm so glad that I had this conversation with you, and you've contributed so much to the police reforms, and otherwise as an institution, you've contributed amazingly, and we all still remember that legacy. Any message that you would like to give to the youngsters of Pakistan, the youth? We have, the majority of our population is young. So what would you like to tell them?
I think I would only say that work hard and be committed and be faithful to this country. This country has given us a lot. And as a matter of fact, lately I have been writing on the rights of the Gilgit-Baltistan.
Okay.
And I keep on telling them that that area has joined Pakistan. They became Pakistanis by choice. It didn't happen to them.
It didn't happen to them.
And we tell the Pakistanis, we are more Pakistanis than Pakistanis. And I think I am worst of them, that I am 10 times Pakistani.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Shigri. Coming from a person who writes regularly for newspapers, different articles on nation building, reforms, police reforms. It's a learning experience to sit with such kind of institutions and talk about their past and their contributions. And as Mr. Shigri rightly said, there's no shortcut to success. Hard work is the key. You have to work hard, be sincere, and above all, retain your identity, cherish your identity, which is Pakistan. We are what we are because of our country. And from a person who was born pre-partition, saw the partition, served in Pakistan after partition, he's seen history in the making. And if he's saying this thing, then I'm sure we have to believe it. Thank you very much. This was another episode of Sky's the Limit. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you with another guest. Till then,